This is so interesting. Like, if I'm this close, it's too close. Okay, well, maybe I'll get another candle. Don't think you're gonna get any viewers anyway, but, I've been reading this book called Earth is Hiring. I actually haven't been reading it, I've been listening to it, and this person talks about doing Facebook Live all the time, and I keep thinking, like, but I don't want to do Facebook Live, but I like, I guess, talking to the universe through video, and I was taking a bath today, and I was like, oh, you know what makes, like, more sense for me is YouTube Live, because I post videos on YouTube. And this whole time, and then I don't have to record them on my phone, so I don't run out of time. And it's really funny because I could have been doing my Course in Miracles videos this way. And then I wouldn't have to, like, post them after, which is part of what makes it difficult for me. But there were these questions. I made this video and I tried to upload it onto YouTube, and it didn't. It's like this whole thing. Basically, I misunderstood my phone, but it deleted. And then I'm gonna thumbs up my own video. Oh, I can't. Oh well. I'm like, why not? Yeah. And another thing that it had me do, this book, or it didn't, like, have me do it, but it suggests to do, is to write a letter to money. And I found out I was taking all of my abandonment out on money. I, like, really want the lighting to be a little bit better. And I don't want to turn my light on. So, okay. Let me see. Here we go. Okay. Don't worry, babe. Okay. There's that. I'm just gonna sneak back in here. Ugh. Okay. So, these are the questions that I answered that I deleted the video for. And I wrote them on this tissue paper because I didn't want to be wasteful. So, I got another candle, but I don't think it helped. Ooh. Okay. Alright. What keeps you up at night? Making YouTube videos. Just kidding, I don't do that at night normally. It's actually kind of late for me to be on technology. Not that I don't get on technology at night, like, I totally do that, but I, like, try not to actively participate in technology. Actually, it's only like 7. It's like 8, so it's not too late, but after I do this, I'm gonna rewrite my script a little bit. Maybe. Hey, look, that's a lot brighter. But I can't make my phone stay that way. Why is that so much brighter? Oh, I think I know why that's brighter. Should I just hold it? Anyway. Okay. What keeps me up at night recently is social relationships. I feel like I don't belong anywhere, and so I'll get really stressed and stay up at night thinking about that, and it's painful. In some ways, some of these answers are like already done because I answered them before. Who do you compare yourself to? Oh gosh, this one. When I do the Course in Miracle exercises, there's this one friend in particular that comes up for me, and this friend, like, I don't want to hold this one. This friend kind of reminds me of like my cool older stepsister that got to, like, I don't know, because we were both born female, you know, or assigned female at birth. Like, growing up, I compared myself to her a lot, and I was just like, I wasn't quite tomboy, but like, I was like boyish in some ways, you know, and makes so much sense now, but like, I don't know, she was just so pretty, and I was chubby, and like, she's 5 years older than me, and it seemed like my older brother, who was like the cool one, at least in my mind, right? Like, her more, and with both of my stepsisters, it kind of felt that way, that they had these better, cooler relationships with my family than I did, and this friend kind of brings that up for me because she's, I think, really cool, and there's a lot of areas of her life that, like, I wish I had experienced or been brave enough to experience, or and so I just compare myself to her, and I just like compare myself to everybody. It's just true. Compare and despair. I also, I talked about this in the last video that I made. I don't know that I need to again, but I guess it doesn't quite answer the question. I was just going to talk about some of my mind sickness, my soul sickness that happens, like, around comparing and despairing, and like the satisfaction, the strange satisfaction that I get when when someone is what I perceive mean to me, and then they don't get their way. It's like, it's really interesting. But I don't think that really has anything to do with who do you compare yourself to. It probably has more to do with this next question. What do you preach about that you haven't quite nailed yourself? God. Higher power, like having a connection with a higher power, and living from truth. And I do really want to be totally and radically honest in my life, and I don't quite know exactly what that means, and all the time, like, I have this friend, I guess, who I guess I asked for my needs, and that person couldn't meet them, and they were like, I look forward to hanging out at some point in the future when we're both available, and I just didn't say anything because I didn't know what to say, and I felt like I should express to them, like, I just don't feel like there's space for me in this friendship, and I'm in Al-Anon and 3 other fellowships, but basically my outreach in that program, the feedback I got, and even as they were like, well, why do you need to say that, like, what, and it was like these selfish motives, but I also just, like, I guess I have this fear that if I don't do it right, I'm gonna fuck up my friendships for the rest of my life and be all alone. But part of me also just thinks that, like, it's a value of mine to have an honest conversation about, like, here are the reasons that I pulled back. I don't know what to do with that. Okay. What is stopping you from creating what you want to create? Ugh, I remember when I was answering this one, I started crying last time, so maybe it's a good thing I accidentally deleted the video, but I remember what my answer was last time was trusting myself. Like, I'm terrified to trust myself. Like, really scared to trust myself, and thinking, I wonder if there's anything else. I think I just also don't spend a lot of time with myself. Like even right now, I'm making this video, and part of my head is like, oh, I wonder if anyone's ever gonna watch this, or like who's gonna watch it, or I wonder what the result will be. And I'm not just like here with myself right now answering these questions. I'm like always listening to videos when I'm online, or like when I'm walking around, and I'm always making phone calls, and I feel like I'm so busy. I don't take a lot of time to just be with me, and I'm supposed to be doing this thing where I like get on this rug, I get on my knees, and I say I'm willing to trust that I'm always taken care of, and I've been doing it recently. It's been really good, and it's like this blanket from when I was little. I don't know how old I was, but I was little. And another thing that I'm supposed to be doing with it is standing. Well, I was supposed to get a rug from like a swap meet or something, but it just wasn't happening. And then I found this blanket from when I was little, and it seemed like the really perfect thing to use. And stand on it and say, this rug will not be pulled out from under me. And so it's kind of like my little space right now. And earlier today, I was like laying on it. Yeah, I was just laying on it. And I took a bath today without anything with me, but still my mind was like going and going. And I was wondering, what there was for me to feel in all of it. And I don't know why talking about laying on it is making me like want to cry. It's making me think of how last night I was just really sad. I ended up curled up in the fetal position on this bed, but facing the other way. And I was just crying. Um, I started working this program called Debtors Anonymous, and I just feel really raw recently because of it. Well, I don't know if it's because of it, but the rawness started around the same time. I also started grad school again right when I started the program, and I just feel a little bit like I'm like going crazy. And not to make light of that word, but I literally like feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes. And I feel like really strange things make me cry. I mean, not that they're actually strange, but like I cry at interesting moments. And I guess I feel a little bit like a leaky faucet, you know? What gives me the biggest goosebumps? Um, Talking about God. I don't really know. Um, yeah, I just get really, really excited when I talk about God or, you know, higher power or love. I started, so in the 12 step meetings, you know, we say the serenity prayer a lot. And I was leading a meeting, so I was the person who like started it. And so it normally starts like one person says God, and then everyone says God, and then you like say the whole prayer together. But I started it with love, which was kind of fun to do. And sometimes when I do stuff like that, I wonder like, am I being like obstinate, or am I just like, am I really doing something different because it's what is good and right, or am I doing something different? I'm also getting a phone call right now that I do want to answer, but I want to finish this first. Or am I saying love because, you know, I just want to prove something? And I think that's a story that I got from other people, is that like Natalie just puts on a show. I don't know, but I do get like a pride from being like different. So I don't know what I want to do with that. I don't feel like I answered this question. I guess I don't know what gives me the biggest goosebumps. I know certain things that I enjoy and that I like. I think really just like walking with people through a journey. But not always, because sometimes it feels forced and like I don't know what I'm doing or how to be